Today once again I have another MMO quick news video. Here are the top MMO news in the past week in a straightforward and informative fashion. Let's get started. Maplestory 2 entered its open beta in China last Thursday by Tencent Games, the same company handling League of Legends, Blade & Soul, Arcade, Moonlight Blade, and Monster Hunter Online for the region. Signing up for the Chinese version doesn't require special information like social number or anything like that, unlike the Korean version, so it's much easier to get into as a Western player. There's no announcement for a Western version yet, but Maplestory was a pretty big game for the West back in the day, so I'm sure there are still fans that would love to see it localized here, regardless of its poor ratings in Korea. The game features similar art style, classes, and world as the old Maplestory, but this time in a 3D cel-shaded, cube-like form. The gameplay involves standard MMORPG questing progression, PvP arenas, and some cooler minigame-oriented features like creating dungeons for your friends to go through, open-world player housing, and lots of collectible items. I will link a download guide by 2P right away in the description below. Lost Ark's second closed beta went live last week, and so far it's likely the most talked about MMO we have on today's list. If it's your first time hearing about this game, Lost Ark is an isometric hack-and-slash MMORPG with a strong emphasis on exploration, very unique and wide class variety, and beautifully detailed graphics. It's by far the most aesthetically pleasing isometric MMO I've personally seen. If you're a fan of the hack-and-slash Diablo 3 Path of Exile type of games, this could potentially be a game for you. Personally, I'm pretty excited for this game. There's a ton of Diablo 3-like games out there, a lot of which are pretty terrible, but I think this one has a lot of potential. The combat looks fast-paced and fun to play with, and the skill animations are just over-the-top gorgeous too. I have heard that the progression can be slow and tedious, but I will check for myself in future betas. There's been no official word on a Western version for quite some time, with only ever an official mention of it a few years ago. It is however getting a lot of traction in Korea, with a lot of positive reviews and streamers to share the game. This beta was quite difficult to get into, so I didn't manage to snag a key for it. There were even reports of beta keys being sold under the table for nearly $200 each. Tera M, the next generation mobile MMO to be released this upcoming November in Korea, just came out with new gameplay footage in celebration of exceeding over 500,000 pre-registrations in the first 4 days. It might not fare too well with many Western MMO fans, but undoubtedly the mobile platform is taking over pretty aggressively when it comes to what is being developed by MMO companies in the East. A little background, Tera M's story predates the PC version by 1,000 years, with the story apparently being pretty dark. The game will have both auto combat and manual combat, with difficult and complex raids that auto combat cannot handle. Flying mounts are also a thing like in the PC version. The playable characters are all gender and race locked, but the developers did recently say that multiple characters can be played and easily switched between to use for different situations. Oh, and keep in mind that this is set to have a global release next year too. Kritika Online's Eclair character is finally coming to the North American and European version in October. While it's good to get a new character, I can't help but think that it should have been introduced much earlier on, within the first month of Kritika's Western release. I understand that it's not feasible to expect all existing characters to be playable right away in a localized version, but from what I've seen following Kritika's forums and Discord, the population has suffered greatly from very slow updates coming into the game. That being said, Eclair was my girlfriend's main in the C version, and it looked like a fun class to play, so I think I will at least check it out when it's out. That's all for today, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next MMO Quick News next week.